Don't know when we actually got engaged.
At least that's what Dimple thought.
Yeah, because you lied to me.
I did.
The whole time I was just like, this is the saddest day of my life. And then you went on your knee.
Yeah, I did.
Do you remember what you said?
Not a clue. Here we are with my love.
Hey, baby.
You all right?
I'm cold.
I know, I can imagine.
Listen, it's supposed to be summer. Apparently the summer's been coming in really poorly.
Yeah.
Poorly. Anyway, hey beautiful people. Well, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dimple Baggiley.
I'm Seth Thomas Baggiley.
Yes, you are. I don't have a middle name. And we are here today to decide the next part of how we met. I mean, at this point, it's not really how we met, is it?
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
How we
proceeded
did the next bit
after we
of
met.
our life. After we met, yeah.
And dated.
Yeah.
And.
So maybe it should be like story time. So where we got to last time was that we'd started quote unquote dating again.
Yes.
But like in the terms that we'd given to it after we'd broken up.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen the We Broken Up video, watch it. Make a lot more sense.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a playlist. So I'll tag that in the end, also put it in the description box. So be sure to watch it in order so that it makes sense. Okay, so.
We are committed to one another. That was the deal.
Yes.
It wasn't, we literally, our families knew, our closest of friends knew. We knew at that point in our hearts of hearts we were committed to each other.
Yeah.
And that was good enough. There's an internal commitment and we were trying to figure that out.
We had been broken up for a year.
Yeah.
So it also was a thing of like, I mean, we've got a decent amount to catch up on. You've just lost your mom.
Yeah.
You're still on the other side of the planet. I'm still in South Africa. We still have loads of things just logistically,
Practically, yeah, really
emotionally,
hard.
everything just to figure out and like, okay, we need like a solid way forwards because one of the main reasons we broke up was that there was no way forward.
Yeah,
So it
like
was
financially it was just an impossibility at that time. So we'd made this commitment together. We kind of spoken vaguely around marriage and stuff. There was no real kind of like timeline or plan, but part of the next step that we were seeing at that time was Dimple coming to visit my family in the UK.
yes.
Because obviously I'd met her family and so on. Dimple had never been to the UK and met my family. So the plan was for her to come at the end of September.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I elaborate on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna sneeze.
You're so cute.
Oh, my whole soul moved.
Bless you. So I did like a massive editing job for my dad, and so I was able to save enough money to cover my whole trip.
Yeah.
It was a massive blessing. So did that work, saved up, and it was all just sitting there like, cool, I'm ready. I'm gonna go over to the UK, see all the peoples, bada bing, bada boom. Was it within the same year that you and Joel visited? Because I know it was in September.
Yes, it was the same year.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that was 2018. So you and Joel visited 2018, like February, March-ish.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we carried on long distance, like you came back to the UK, carried on long distance. And then, cool, September came, springtime, happy days. So all the South Africans come alive because
Yeah,
the
they
sun
do.
is getting warmer and all the events come back because we were like, yeah, winter's done.
So basically Dimple was preparing to come to the UK. At that time, I was working for a company called the School of Calisthenics and we had like a workshop in Spain. I was one of the coaches and I was meant to be going to that workshop to help run it.
Yeah.
At least that's what Dimple thought.
Yeah, because you lied to me.
I did. And what she didn't know was that I purchased an engagement ring. And was actually on the way to South Africa. I basically came up with like a big plan, messaged her friends, messaged a friend of mine for photography, some friends of hers, and was like, hey.
Mainly my sister.
Yes, actually, yes, I spoke to your sister. And then kind of made a whole plan for us to meet at where our first date was. So that would be one of the
Yeah.
stories way back on how we met, when it was about how we met.
Yeah. So I was
yeah.
in Cullinan.
Yeah, in Cullinan. So that was our
Yes.
first date. Yeah, so I'm getting ready to go on the plane. Dimple thinks I'm just going on a workshop. She's coming over in probably, I think, 2 weeks at that point. 2
1
weeks.
week, yeah.
1 week or
So
2 weeks.
what happened on my side, obviously like you said, I didn't know any of this. So
Everyone else knew, by the way.
Yeah. Well, mainly my sister knew. She said don't tell anyone because they would spoil it.
Oh.
So basically my sister knew, and Esther who took our photos.
and Sako
And
as well.
Sako as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so a friend of mine was staying at my family's home at the time, and she was moving out that same, I think it was the middle of the week, or was it a weekend?
I really can't remember.
I think it was middle of the week, dude. I think it was middle of the, let's say it was a Wednesday for the sake of things. Wednesday, we're just gonna put dates on it because honestly, it's so much, like we have so many dates for so many things that we can't remember all the things. So let's say the 7th of September of 2018. Don't know when we actually got engaged. So she was moving out that Wednesday, 7th of September 2018. I was essentially helping her move. So we were moving all her she was moving to a different province. So she had to put all her things into storage. And so we were moving like her mattress and just some heavy lifting, you know? It was hectic. And so my friend Nsako, our friend, he was like, listen, I want to organize something. Now, in basically all my friendship groups, I'm the person who organizes stuff, organizing the brides and blah, 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 all the meetups. And so he was like, I want to show my friends that I appreciate them. And so I would like to organize that we go to Cullinan and I just show you guys some appreciation. So I was like, cool, I'm down. Let's do the things. And so he, I guess, naturally calls for me to help him. Or that's at least was my thought process. I was like, cool. Like, I'm used to organizing the things, more than happy to help. What do you need me to do? So then he comes through, and when he arrives at my parents' house, he's like, cool, let's go now. Like, we're just gonna go look at the place and then see what we can set up and things. And then when the weekend comes, then great, like everything will be ready, blah blah. So I'm like, cool, that's all good. Let's make it do what it do. Arrives and we're still in the middle of moving things.
Yeah, and at this point, I've landed that morning.
Yes.
I've gone straight to a friend's house, got showered, got a suit on. I'm now in Cullinan.
Shame.
Waiting.
Which is like 45 minutes away from Pretoria.
Yeah, we're meant to be, I think it was meant to meet, not that
was
you
like
knew, not that
11.
you knew, but like at 11.
Yeah.
So I'm there, me and Esther are waiting, and we literally ended up just eating food and just being like, okay,
Shame,
this is going on
man.
forever.
I'm so sorry.
And obviously I couldn't check up where they were or find out, like really, because Nsaka was also, he was trying to help to get things to move along.
Yeah, and also bless him, he's so chilled. I didn't feel rushed. Yeah. He was just like, okay, friend, like, when do you think you'll be finished? And I'm like, we're moving this hunt things, like, I'll be done soon.
Because you don't know, it's probably just like, oh, whenever, like, whenever we finish, or we'll just go another day. Couldn't, like, just chilled.
Yep.
Whilst I'm busy there, just like, exhausted.
Shame.
out of my mind, and it was so hot.
It was so hot.
It was so hot. I was sitting in the suit roasting my bottom off.
It was the hottest day.
It was so hot. And I just had a haircut as well. Like, I had more hair. It's like very short hair, so my head was burning. It's just like from England, cold,
straight to the blazing South African sun.
But anyway, eventually we got wind that they were on their way.
Yes, shame. So eventually I then got changed because I was dressed to be moving. So I'm like, dude, what should I wear? Like, what kind of vibe is it? Oh, you know what? Sorry. What he had said was everyone's going to arrive at like 2ish. So it was the same day that event was going to be.
Okay.
And that's how it got me to like dress up a little bit.
Right.
And so he was saying, come a little bit earlier. So let's say, let us go at like 10, 11, and then we'll set up. By the time they come, like everything is ready. So cool. What should I wear? Like, what kind of, he's like, anything. Just like, look cute. And then I was like, okay. And because you basically disappeared because So was on a flight.
Yeah. And I was on like long ass layovers as well. It wasn't like a quick flight.
Yeah.
So
no
I was
network.
so Spain's not far away. So Dimple's like, I've got messages all over my phone. And I'm like, I can't just. I didn't know what to do to without giving it away. Because then I remember I was at Qatar, I think, and I was trying to like get Wi-Fi to replies, be like, yeah, we're just about to do the workshop and this, that, and the other. I'm going to be busy, and then I just couldn't.
But the thing is,
a mess.
My messages weren't even sending through. So I was like, I know that you're working in things, but like nothing. It's not even going through for
guys,
hours on end.
Living a double life is not the one. It's stressful.
So I'm there wondering, like, where's this man? So I was sad because, first of all, it's been ages since we've spoken.
Yeah,
like,
you were getting really sad. And
yeah,
then
I was
you're going
really
to Cullinan.
sad.
And
now we're going to Cullinan when we had our first date. I was so sad.
Yeah, we haven't seen each other for a while.
Yeah. Then I was like, okay, cool. Let me wear my cute dress, and then I'm going to wear Seth's shirts that I have because I miss him so much. Oh, now I'm going to go be like social, and even though it's good for me and fun and things, I'm just like, my heart though was really sad. So I wore his shirt. We left, drove to Cullinan, and then I actually have a clip. I'll see if I can just like boop on the side. We drive through Cullinan, and basically there is one main road of like restaurants and like all the good things. Yeah. So we get lost, and I was like, how are we lost? Don't you know where we're going? It's like, oh, we lost. But I was like, whatever. Turns out he was on the phone with Esther, who took our photos. So I'm just there being my Instagram loving self, taking photos of the trees and like, oh, cool, cute, went Cullinan, you know, starting the story post of the day. We drive around the corner, and then with everything, I'm like, oh, that's where me and Seth did A, B, and C. Oh, that's where we had our first little lunch. Oh, that's where we walked together. the whole time I was just like, this is the saddest day of my life. Like, I miss this man. And where we had our first, I was just sad.
I think Nsako was like, it's taking forever to get through this tiny little house. It's literally tiny as well. It's not far to get through it.
Yeah.
I think eventually he was just like, outside, please.
Yes.
Can you just go outside, please?
Yeah, and I'm there pointing at the things.
Yeah.
So there was this one specific room on our first date. I can't remember if I think I did speak about it in that video, but it essentially was like a table and it had a runner that said keep calm and fall in love. So now I'm telling Zako, and we're walking through that room. Zako, like, this room me and Seth walked through. Yeah, I just said keep calm and fall in love, and I was like, huh. And he literally pushed me out. He was like, Dimple, go. Okay. And I remember turning around
you, like,
as I
literally
walked
stumbled out the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was there like, why? Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Turn around. Bada bing, bada boom.
That's it. And like, so we've got a photo as well. We've got photos of Dimple's face at this point in time.
We actually got a whole video. Let's just put that.
Oh, do we have it?
Yeah, I've got it on my phone. He had it on his phone.
Oh,
I got it from
legit.
him literally a month, 2 months ago.
At first, it looked like Dimple didn't recognise because I had a haircut. So I looked completely different. So at first, she was like a double take, and then she was like, then it like sank in.
Everything made sense. I
And
remember
there I was.
saying, this is why you haven't been responding to my messages.
Yep.
Because you've been in the air, you nonsense.
Yep. And there I was.
And there you were.
So
And then you went on your knee.
Yeah, I did.
Do you remember what you said?
Not a clue. I haven't got a clue what I said.
Same.
Something along the lines of, will you marry me?
That's fair.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the rest
so
of it.
hectic. I remember hearing giggles behind the door
Oh, yeah.
and like looking like, who is here? And I just saw like people in like the slats and I saw a camera and I was like, oh, okay, let me leave that alone. Let's carry on with our moment here. And then it turns out that was Esther and my sister. Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah. So, Kemi, thank you so much for all your help with all of it, and Esther as well. Arranging the things, been so helpful.
It's such a good memory.
Yeah.
And then cool, we like took a bunch of photos and things afterward. That was, I love that my sister was there. That's my favorite thing ever. Such a good memory to have with her.
After it happened, it was like, hey, and then everyone came out, congratulated us, blah, blah, blah. And then they all went on their way. And we went to a place called Harry's Pancakes to have some food to celebrate.
And call friends, like my friend Asante who's in Canada.
Yeah.
And she knew, she did.
Oh, yes,
know.
she did, yeah.
As soon as I called her, she just bawled her face off.
Yeah. What was funny about that, that's right, Harry's Pancakes, so in my head, it was such a good idea to like sit there and celebrate. And I remember eating and just be like, I'm just going to finish this food, then can we go now? I want to sleep.
Yeah,
It's so tired. And then, later that evening, we arranged like to have food and celebrate with everybody. It's not, the
Khali was
restaurant's,
there.
yeah. The restaurant now it's Moo Moo's now, isn't it? What was it back then?
I think it was Braza.
It was really good. It was nice.
Yeah, it was so good.
And then, that was how we got engaged. We ended up meeting with your parents to explain what it all means, because culturally,
do you want to get into that?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? So this is the thing with like
Cross-culture.
cross-cultural marriages and stuff. It's like it's kind of like you just make it up as you go along and try to be loving and caring, and everybody else tries to be loving and caring. Unfortunately, we've both got families that are just like fully just want to make everything work great and like super inclusive and helpful. So I'm not meant to go and ask the dad. In English culture, that's what you have to go and ask the dad for permission. Doesn't happen in Zulu culture.
No.
So
in
like,
Zulu
I just rock
culture.
up and be like, yo, sir, can I marry you?
No, who are you?
Hold on. Who the hell are you?
Who are you?
Why are you here? If you're the one that wants to do the marrying, like.
Oh my goodness. So in my culture, the uncles of the groom come to the father of the bride's home and say, listen, we have got cars and we are wanting to take your daughter and bring her to our family. And then like it's negotiations, cool. And then the cows are then given, and then you'll have like celebrations and ceremonies, and then great, you're married. And in your culture, do you want to go with that?
Yeah, so in English culture, there's a mix. So you've got the traditional, which would be like you do a period of courting, and then you go and ask the father for permission to propose, and then you propose and you're engaged, and then traditionally, then the wife's family will pay for the wedding or pay like a dowry. The dowry thing's actually going way back though, but like traditionally, be like, okay, the wife's family will pay mostly for the wedding. But then with my family, again, just super flexible. Yeah, so I've engaged. Dimple's got a ring on her finger, which in my culture is like, okay, we're gonna get married now, but. So basically, like, me and Daddy were trying to figure out what it all means.
Yeah, like what is our cultural equivalent?
Yeah,
if
because
that makes sense.
the original question was, oh, so does this mean that you are dating now, that you're now boyfriend and girlfriend? And so we had to be like, oh no, actually, it's much more advanced than that.
Yes,
But
it's the middle phase, like after dating,
Yeah.
but before being married.
Yeah, I'd say our cultures kind of overlap. It's like we're not at Lobola yet, but we're kind of that's probably the next step given our situation. It's probably like we could have probably done maybe Lobola first, but then that would have been odd. Okay, then they were like, okay, these are our things, these are things we'd like to happen. Dimbo's parents are Christians as well, so we kind of discussed things, worked it around together. And then they went away, they spoke together, and then a period later we went for a meal with them and we kind of discussed negotiations, those kind of things, and got that whole thing sorted.
And that was directly like Seth with my parents. Traditionally, it's the uncles.
It's just kind of like overall, both families were amazing at like meeting each other lovingly in the middle, kind of with the best option all around.
And like everyone's best interest at heart.
And everyone was happy, so that was
Yeah,
great.
it was great.
Like, that was the process of getting engaged.
Yeah, it was so good.
It was legit. And then that was in the September.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was 7 September we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
engaged.
Yeah.
And then a week later, we
Yes.
flew out to the
I
UK.
took my fiance
Yes.
to the UK with me.
Yes.
And you met my cousins, you met my dad, you met my whole family.
That was so
Everyone loved you.
nice.
You met the people at the church, the community, friends.
I think it was
my
like
best
every night
friends.
we were just, or I was at least, just
Yeah.
meeting people.
Yeah,
But it was
people
really
had their
lovely. It was really good
houses.
foundationally.
Yeah, that was a great time. Did I come back with you to South Africa after that, or did you go and then I came later?
I think I went, yes, goodness. So I went and then you came back December or November. You came back
And
November.
then, because then I went November, December, January.
Yes. And that's a whole thing.
And that's when we get to
of
our
its own.
numero 40
Yeah.
wedding-o.
That's when it got real of like,
Yeah. I can genuinely say I've been married 4 times.
yeah.
All to the same woman.
But even just because we didn't plan to have 4 weddings. It's not like we got
Yeah,
engaged
yeah,
and went,
yeah.
right, we can do this and this and this and this. Like,
Yeah.
was it November came and it was like, oh, tense. Actually,
Yeah.
there are like X amount of legal issues that we need to take care of before even getting married, before signing on the dotted line. We've got 2 cultures to just make sure that
Sort
we're
out.
loving and respecting.
Yeah, we had to toe the line with certain things here and there, but fortunately, again, like our immediate family were very good at
Yeah,
like
very accommodating.
protecting us and accommodating us and making
and
it work all
helping
around.
us
So,
make the best of it.
yeah, that was a good period. That was great, a lot of fun.
Yeah, engagement was a really good
There's
time.
some really stressful points. It literally went up to the day of me leaving.
Oh, but we'll get to that.
For us to get the things sorted and home affairs and but
Basically, November's
Fun
when
time.
home affairs got real.
yeah, so that was our first like
Oh, dang.
first wrestling match.
Yeah, I mean, we're still with home affairs at the moment, so.
Yeah. I feel like they're winning at the moment, but we will come back. We have been knocked down a few times, but the referee has
few
not
too many
counted to 10
times.
just yet.
To be honest,
We keep getting up, and we'll keep getting up. So,
don't make me get up, please.
if anyone from Home Affairs is watching this, just give us a call and help us out, will you? Genuinely.
So that's the next part that will come. Let us know if you have any questions.
Yeah, hit the questions up. They're always helpful. We'll be happy to answer them.
Yeah, but hope you enjoyed this video.
Please give it a like.
Yes, that helps me on levels. And if you haven't already, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here. Come on. Thank you so much, babe, for always coming through to tell the story.
It's all right. It's good fun.
I appreciate it. It's good to relive it all. Thank you, guys. I will catch you guys in the vlog coming up later this week. So see you then. But for now, have a good week. Bye. What? Ziggy! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh, that's why you're not replying to me!
You know that I love you. It's been an amazing journey. Thank you for everything. Long distance relationship. It was all very much. So, just trying to keep a little bit. So, I think one with Effie. You know,
Yes, 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 yes.
just feel like telling someone about the table.
Anyway, hey beautiful people. Oh, I say that funny. Beautiful people.
Bluff you.
I can't say bugger, hey.
Kind of if you want to.
I don't know.
I don't know if YouTube knows what it means.